Today's episode of Wine Time Fridays is brought to you in part by our friends at Revora, J. Bookwalter Wines, and 3D Cabinets by Design.
It's been a long week, right? Are you ready to wind down? Why not? It's time for the Wine Time Fridays podcast with Shelley and Phil. Neither are sommeliers, but both have a deep passion for life, each other, and of course, delicious wine. And now, here to talk about this week over a glass of wine is Shelley and Phil. It's wine time!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil. And a sigh, a deep breath, taking a week off for guests.
From guests. No guests today.
No guests today. But we have a reception wine, which we haven't had for a long time. So that is the Reader's Rosé from J. Bookwalter, one of our sponsors today. It is absolutely delicious. So
very delicious.
Our reception wine is a little bit more than we typically would. So we're just going to...
It matches my shirt.
It sure does. So... we want to start off today to give a big thank you to all of the Oregon wineries that participated on this podcast in the month of May.
Wine Month.
For Oregon Wine Month, we had Big Table Farm. We had Dinging, Bells Up Winery. Well, there's your ding. Did you ring the bell for Happy Wine Time? It's Friday?
No.
Happy Friday, Shelley. It's wine time.
You didn't say that.
I
so
didn't.
Ring the bell.
We can't officially start. This is episode 268, June 6th. June 6th. Wow. Okay. Big Table Farm, Bells Up Winery, Highland Estates, Capri, and Maison Noir Wines.
Yes.
Maison.
Maison.
With Andre Houston Mack. A lot of fun. By the way, a correction. If you're listening to last week and you heard me make some reference, if you're watching on YouTube, because Andre's nose is growing, because I think he was telling a lie on how happy he was to be on our podcast, I made a joke. You won't be able to see that because unless something drastically changes, that did not make YouTube. So we apologize for that. No video. Tried to get his in, it didn't work. So we move forward. Okay, let's finish this reception wine. Let's get right on to this because Shelley, I'm not drinking yours.
I need another glass then.
Mm-mm.
I can put it in my coffee.
That would be bad. Don't do that. I have faith in you. This is the first Friday of Idaho Wine Month. Do they make wines in Idaho? Darn tootin' they do, and they're making good wines in Idaho.
There are no small potatoes anymore.
No small potatoes anymore. I will put a link in the show notes to Shelley's blog post about that, Idaho wines. I feel like Mott or Gary Vaynerchuk would say, "Link it up, Mott." Okay, so
Link it up.
We have a backstory for today.
We do.
Yeah, so we wanted to have Revora on this week, but it didn't work out. So we're going to put them on the 20th.
We are?
Yeah, 2 weeks from today.
Are we going somewhere?
We're going to Julietta. We talked about it.
I don't think so.
Well, Shelley and I'll have a conversation off air in case it comes to fisticuffs. She always wins with her nails and scratches me. Oh boy. Everything matches.
I know, right?
Exactly.
Matchy.
So we're going to start off with a Washington wine, and then we're going to end up with an Idaho wine. But I had made a purchase of a Split Rail because they're an Idaho winery, and we weren't able to visit them down there in October because they were opening late for a private party. But I'm like, that's all right. We'll get this one on. It'll be great. Well, it's Washington fruit, so it kind of bummed me out a little bit. And then I'm like, do we have any Idaho wines? Again, Vivino. It's a good app. All I put in my cellar was Idaho, and boom, a lot of Revora, of course. But this lovely Scoria,
Scoria, I think.
Scoria.
I don't know. It's a type of rock, so.
Right. Spelled differently too. Anyway, it was just sitting there going, what about us? What about us? And so now we're really excited. So let's start with a very interesting wine. This is from Ida. We do have an experience with this one. Is not the best.
I mean, not the wine. It's not.
Oh no, the experience is all me.
Again, it was the tech.
Yeah, man. That was a tough.
It was foreshadowing another problem.
Yeah, down at Woodward Canyon. This is a very interesting wine. This is a 2024 Ida Winery carbonic Zinfandel. They have a.
Can you drink this little bit?
No, it's a swallow for you, honey.
Or two.
No, it's like literally hardly anything. Good girl. That was great.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to do a rinse pour because this is just very interesting. Shelley,
it's chilled.
It's slightly chilled. Yeah, it's only been in the refrigerator for maybe 45 minutes. But this is what they say on their website, a cheeky homage to the Nouveau style wines of Beaujolais, but made with Walla Walla Zinfandel. Served lightly chilled the next time you fire up the grill, and you won't be disappointed. This is grill season. Sorry, guys. So we're very interested in this.
We are. I like Zinfandel. Not had a Zinfandel with 9-point-something%. What is it?
Yeah, it's 9.5, I think.
9.5% alcohol. Yeah. So
we're expecting a little sweetness here.
Well, I'm not sure. Oh, drippy.
Oh, look at me drip. Oh, a napkin at every corner. It's like reading glasses and scissors in this house. Shelley has one or two pairs of both in each room.
You just never know.
You never know. Now, maybe napkins as well. So there you are. We'll put that right there. This will make YouTube. I do like the drips, though. To health, wealth, and abundance, gratitude, romance, and
peace on earth. Peace on earth.
Peace on earth.
Not world peace, but world peace.
You're feeling very. Shelley knows I'm not feeling.
I'm tired.
100%, so she's taking up the slack of my silliness.
Not sweet at all.
No.
Somewhat a little tiny fizz.
Yeah, there is an effervescence to this, isn't there? This is what I was confused about the paying homage to the Nouveau style wines of Beaujolais, which is Gamay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had some chilled Gamay and Gamay with Pinot.
With Pinot Noir.
Yes.
And we had just.
So I feel like chilled reds are coming into style.
Well, maybe those medium body chilled reds. There are lots of sommeliers that almost prefer a chilled medium body red. This is, I don't know if you can see on YouTube.
Yeah. And that's a Zinfandel.
Yeah.
And this was.
Well, it's $30.
Carbonic maceration.
Yeah, well, carbonic maceration. I didn't put that in our notes, but I did do a quick check. It's a winemaking technique used primarily for red wines, where whole uncrushed grapes are fermented in a carbon dioxide-rich environment before being crushed. What they do is they put a CO2 blanket on
I thought we were trying to get rid of CO2. Global warming.
There's a political statement by Shelley Webb.
However, We do need.
Yes, we do need.
Yeah.
I
We need
mean,
carbon dioxide because the plants
would
drink-
die. Yeah.
Yeah, plants need carbon dioxide.
We're not going to get our oxygen unless the plants get the carbon dioxide. Period.
Here.
Jeez. Okay, enough of that. But yeah, so they put this blanket on that causes this process. It's still new to me a little bit. This is really interesting.
It is.
I got this from Sarah at Pilgrim's Market.
Definitely not sweet, so don't expect that. Very, very dry.
And you're probably not going to find this.
No.
It's sold out.
No.
I just, in doing the deep dive on the notes, it's sold out. This episode didn't come together quite like I wanted it to.
No.
Like, we're still going to drink it because we love, it was Kelsey, right? Yeah, Kelsey Albro Itamari is the winemaker.
Yeah, the incubator program. They're still in the incubator program, although they could be graduating very soon.
Yep. We were there late October of 2021. That's for, well, it'll be 4 years this fall, I believe. So there are 5 houses. You can be up to 6 years there. I was doing a little
because of 2020.
Well, just in the application, I was reading through some of the application process, and it said you could be there up to 6 years, but Eternal was there 7 because of 2020. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The wineries that are there, of course, Ida Wines, Golden Ridge Cellars, Hokatis Winery, and Smack Wines. No longer Eternal. And I tried to find.
Been to Smack.
Nope. I tried to figure out who replaced Eternal, and maybe they're still in the process of figuring that out. They only left in January, so
that would take a while.
Yeah.
So these grapes come from Lake Holine Vineyard, which is in the foothills of the Blue Mountains, and that vineyard is LIVE, Live Certified Sustainable, and also salmon safe.
Which we're finding more and more wineries are going that direction. Thank goodness. Thank you for that. Also, I think we're finding more because we're not doing the bigger production wineries. Although I'll tell you, Andre and his wines last week, over 50,000 cases. I had no clue. That was amazing. So, but anyway, yeah, they're really putting together some great sustainable wineries and farming practices. I guess that's it for this wine. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to move on to our surprise red that I'm actually really quite excited about. That was good.
No. All right. Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays, episode 268. On this Friday, June 6th.
Yeah.
Ooh, which is Idaho Wine Month kickoff day.
Yep.
For us, anyway.
Yeah, I guess June 1st, technically. Yeah. Last.
That was on a Sunday.
And and? Why would you? No. Why would you think? It's because. Now I've added that line. It's because. Oh, wow. This is going to be fun. I have to do a rinse pour on this. So we were in Boise last October.
Boise. Not Boise.
Okay. Puyallup.
Yeah.
Chehalis, Enumclaw.
I don't.
Puyallup. Oh, I already said Puyallup. Boise.
We were there for a Polka Dot Powerhouse conference.
Gonzaga. Yes, a Polka Dots Powerhouse conference. Got there.
Celebration.
Yep. And so on the 24th, which was a Thursday, the conference went the 25th, which was her birthday, and the 26th. but we were there on the 24th, a Thursday, and we visited some wineries, and then we visited some on Sunday, including this. I believe this is our last stop. Remember how windy it was?
It was.
Oh my gosh. And
Very
we ended up
dry.
walking back to the hotel from here, I believe. Hang on. This is Idaho fruit.
And you're laughing, don't laugh.
I'm laughing in joy and glee.
Idaho's making some good wine.
This is
a Bordeaux blend.
Ooh, look at
from
that.
SCORIA.
It's
Which is also a kind of rock.
2021 SCORIA Vineyards Estate blend.
And they have very volcanic soil. Oddly enough, there's a lot of volcano rocks in Idaho.
Oh boy.
I remember my father brought 2 or 3 of those volcanic rocks back to put in our fireplace in Orange County. Not in there, but to make the fireplace.
Oh yeah, around. Oh, and see, that's the now. Do they knock this is in Westminster?
Mm-hmm.
Do they knock the house down? I am not saying anything correctly today, am I? Boise, Westminster.
They did not knock the house down.
So those
New
rocks
people.
are still there.
Probably.
When we're down there next, we should go talk to them.
Maybe not.
I just heard a story about someone who went back to visit a house they grew up in. I can't think of who it was, but they let them in and they.
I do that all the time.
It was. I can't remember who it was, but it was a safe.
A what?
It was Kurt Harding.
Who went?
He went back to a house. Kurt, I'm repeating the story. This is very funny. He went back to the house he grew up in. And this had a safe, but it was bolted in the floor, and nobody can remember the combination.
Yeah.
And there are like probably some old comic books or something like that in there.
And he remembered the combination?
No. No. So I think that's really interesting.
It is.
Hashtag cheersing.
It smells like hot dogs or something.
Are you hungry?
Not really, but it smells like meat.
I'll bet this goes Sloppy Joe's.
Probably. Cheersing. That's very nice. It smells like bologna. I swear.
Oh, bologna.
I mean, we don't even eat bologna. I
No.
haven't had bologna since I was in grade school.
Yeah, that's bad stuff. That's bad stuff. So here is a really a great point. When you go out wine tasting, visiting wineries and tasting rooms, wines are going to... By the way, this is fantastic. I love it. We bought this based off what we tasted there.
Mm-hmm.
It's $38 at the winery. And then we have it now,
it probably
hoping...
tastes different.
Yeah, hoping it is at that same level as when we tasted it down there, because there's so many different things that variables that come into play. You're talking, well, in our case, we had Rachel was the one who served us. And so then we were the only ones in there, and we were having a really nice conversation. By the way, the wines we tasted when we were there, I'm not going to give the years, but dry Riesling, a dry rosé, we ended up buying that. It's sitting down in the fridge downstairs or in the office so we can drink it this summer. A Merlot Malbec blend, Estate Cabernet Sauvignon, Estate blend, this we bought, Petit Verdot, and Estate Petit Verdot Cabernet Sauvignon. So
that's a lot we tasted.
2, 4, 6, 7, yeah. And we came back with 2. And this one is not disappointing at all. It's got fantastic legs to it. Jeez Louise. Some of the wineries that we did visit when we were there, other than SCORIA, Cinder, the Veer Wine Project.
Yeah.
We did not, we visited Split Rail, but we didn't go in.
We didn't. Well,
Yeah.
we did go in, but it was closed.
Yeah. And he remembered
For
us.
a private event.
Yeah. Talaya and coiled, other than
Tulare was a great
it
place.
was,
Right by the river. People walking by with their dogs. Really nice.
That
outdoor picnic area.
Very easily been a one stop for that day.
You could stay all day.
The whole day. Man, you have
they had food.
And if they had live music, I think we did get food, yeah. We sure did. Oh, by the way, all of these experiences are in a blog post on our website. So just so you know, go visit. This is very good. Very yummy. I have some sad news.
Oh no, what is it?
Well, we haven't brought it up, but I want to bring it up. We had a guest on episode 171 when we tasted through some wines from John Elway. Oh. Jeff Spurbeck was involved in an accident, and it was all very
sudden.
Well, sudden, and it's just an accident. Yeah, and he passed away, I don't know, a month or two ago, and that's very sad news. Episode 171, Jeff will live a little part on this podcast, which we really appreciate. But it's always sad when things like that happen. Really sad. Yeah. And he'd been Elway's agent and friend business partner for many years. So anyway, we're going to take one more break. When we come back, we're going to do some business.
Okay.
Beautiful. Very good. Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays, episode 268 on this Friday, June 6th, 2025. We have just tasted through a 2024 Idaho Winery Carbonic Zinfandel and a 2021 SCORIA Vineyards Estate Blend. Some food pairings on those. Did I put those down on yours?
No.
Look again. I did. It's right under food pairings.
There it is. All right. Food pairings with the Carbonic Zinfandel. Grilled chicken, pork chops, or sausages. Okay.
Charcuterie boards, things like that would probably.
And then with our blend.
Yeah, which mine's gone.
Grilled red meats and braised short ribs. Anything that you would put.
Yeah.
A red blend.
Yeah, a Bordeaux or just a red blend, a little bigger. Oh, do we have some percentages on this?
Oh, we do, yes. So
I think Cab Sauv is the most, right?
It is, but there's a surprising amount of Petit Verdot. Cabernet, 53%. Petit Verdot, 24%.
Oh, interesting.
But considering they have a Petit Verdot on there, one of the ones that they make, I guess that makes sense.
They make
a Merlot, 18%, and a Malbec, 5%.
This is 14.7% alcohol.
Ooh, it does taste big, too.
SCORIA also makes a Gruner Veltliner.
Ah, we didn't have that, did we?
Nope, we did not. And I only know this because I checked their website.
And they have 2 tasting rooms. They have the one in downtown Boise, and then they have another one in Caldwell.
Yeah, we were in the one in downtown Boise. Yep.
Yes.
Which is really comfortable and really nice. You'll see it again in the blog post. There's a couple pictures in there as well. Well, we have come to the end. Oh, no. Shelley.
The wine word of the week.
The Liberty Lake Wine Cellars wine words of the week. Neutral wine barrel. Typically oak, but it could be. Well,
I don't know.
No, that's probably all oak.
There's different kinds of oak.
I actually asked if a neutral wine barrel would be different than stainless steel because
it would be different still.
Because there's still that.
There's still wood.
Right. Yeah. But a neutral wine barrel is an oak barrel that has been previously used multiple times. I think we've figured out it's somewhere around 3 or 4 times before it gets to neutral, rendering it incapable. Well, that's a little harsh. of imparting significant oak flavors or aromas to the wine aged in it. This last one has 50% new American oak and 50% French oak, but I think it's used. I don't. It's not new. It's not new. So, and that just is interesting. How do they come up with these combinations?
Trial and error.
I think this one needs a little bit more American oak.
Well, I'm sure there are like flavor profiles in everything, like French, American. Is there? There's another.
Oh yeah, it's Bulgarian.
I think so. There's a
Yeah,
couple more.
yeah.
So they
So
have flavor profiles. So if you want a little of this, we'll add the.
yeah,
to
but I mean,
wine.
we're talking.
It's
You
like a
don't just
recipe.
like
Secret
add
recipes.
another barrel in there. You have to move the juice to another
Mhm.
barrel. So it doesn't seem easy to do.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, so thank you. Oh, and that gives us the opportunity of really saying we have a new sponsor, Liberty Lake Wine Cellars. We did mention that last week. And now we get to mention it on the Wine Words of the Week. And we had 2 of their wines this week.
We did.
Yep. So you want to talk a little bit about some of the wines we had this week and enjoy?
Martin Ray Chardonnay, Tahia Chardonnay
Yep,
from
that's this.
Liberty Lake.
Yep.
Pacific Vista Red Blend, which we got at Grocery Outlet. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Really easy drinking. So
$6. No, that was
it's
10.
$9.
That was 10.
It's $9.99.
Yeah.
Boisset Cellars American Vintage Red Wine, the Butterfly Effect Chardonnay, and Liberty Lake Wine Cellars Malbec.
From Red Mountain.
Yay.
One of Phil's favorite.
Yes.
And we just had 11 bottles of Chardonnay come from Naked Wines today. We have just opened it. We haven't actually looked in it. That's going to be some of our shards to get us through the first week of June. Maybe the first 2 weeks. No, it'll actually probably get us up until mid July or something like that. But look into Naked Wines. Look into the Wine Time Fridays, $100 off your first 6-pack of wines. We're angels now. We pay $50 a month. And I had $100, I think it was $100 credit, and the wines came to like $152.
So you got $2. You spent $2.
I spent $52. 52 because I used the $100 credit and then spent $52.
Oh, of your angel investment.
Right. Yeah. So
yeah, that's pretty good.
And by the way, these wines are usually anywhere from probably 30 to 70% off their list price when you're an angel investor. So, and the whole model, we're working on Roshni. She got married. Now she doesn't respond to her emails. Roshni, coming up.
She's been a little busy.
Well, we haven't. We're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs. And I like that little head thing you did there. Coming up, June 5th is Bubbly Day. That was...
That already was.
Yeah, I can't mention that. So I'm taking that back.
Sorry.
June 10th, Durif Day. I should really take that out.
You should.
Yeah. The 10th is National Rosé Day. The 11th through the 16th is Prosecco Week. The 16th is International, and the 20th is National Drink Chenin Blanc Day. The 20th or the 21st. Oh, I get it. The 21st is World Lambrusco Day. The 22nd is International Rosé Day. There's a lot of fun days in here for sure. Coming up next week, we have Caitlin Holsinski with Holsinski Vineyard and Winery. We're tasting through, I think, about 5 wines. This is all coming together really fast. As at the time of this recording, we have yet to receive the wines, but we think they should be here tomorrow. I really hope. Anyway, a special thanks to today's sponsors, Revora, J. Bookwalter, and 3D Cabinets by Design. By the way, we do have Lane and Vinny on
coming up.
For the 20th. Yes. As a part of Idaho Wine Month. I'm going to let you go because I'm feeling a little cheeky right now.
Cheeky.
It's a part of the title. I really like the title, actually. And thank you for joining us. With a little bit of knowledge, wine becomes a lot less overwhelming. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week with Caitlin. By the way, go visit the Holsinski Instagram, and you'll be very entertained. We'll see you next week with Caitlin.
Thank you for spending part of your day to wind down with Shelley and Phil. Remember, you can listen to any episode of the Wine Time Fridays podcast by visiting winetimefridays.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And join us on our Wine Time Fridays Facebook page, Instagram, or on Twitter, which is @VintageTweets, for daily conversation. Until next week, here's our toast to you. To health, wealth, abundance, gratitude, peace on earth, and of course, romance.